Thank you for joining us on the program, and again a warm welcome. Let us begin in Kenya, and first we will have to bring you up to speed with the latest. A court on Wednesday stopped criminal proceedings against the country's second most senior judge, Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu. It comes after Mwilu petitioned the Supreme Court in challenge of her prosecution. She argued that the state prosecuted the case through the media.
Indeed, Jerry, and the magistrate is accused of having taken advantage of her position and having accepted money in dubious circumstances. She was one of the judges who cancelled the re-election of the current president, Uhuru Kenyatta, in August in 2017, leading to a second presidential race a few months later.
Benji Ndolo is a public affairs analyst based in Nairobi, Kenya's capital. He joins us now to weigh in on the story. A warm welcome to you, Benji, rather. And how is Nairobi this morning?
Nairobi is not so good. There's quite a bit of tension, a bit of apprehension over everything that's going on.
Well, we are perhaps discussing one of those things going on. The Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu on Wednesday filed a petition before the High Court challenging prosecution, and now the court has stopped the criminal case against her. How are Kenyans reacting to this?
Kenyans are reacting with anger and some confusion, as can be expected, as well as also some disappointment because the way that this case was framed was that the Deputy Chief Justice was abusing her office. Well, it turns out that she was not abusing her office. This is an allegation from something that stemmed before she was a Deputy Chief Justice. There's something is not clear. It's not a bank robbery. I think it was her bank, and her bank extended some sort of loan. And so they're saying that when she took this loan of 120,000 shillings, she should have paid some taxes on it after recording it as income. It absolutely looks and smells like a witch hunt, especially in light of the fact that there's a lot of grand corruption going on in the country. Really big transactions are being done. Lots of looting is going on.
Benji, the public prosecutor, Nordin Haji, accused Mwilu of abuse of office for personal gain and an undermining of public integrity in the judiciary. Also, she faces the charge of a failure to pay tax. How true are some of these allegations?
No, those would be frivolous charges. Those would be trumped-up charges. The Director of Public Prosecution is a hard-working, disciplined new entrant into the office. He's been very disciplined and he's been on a good job, but he must not allow himself to be used to settle scores. So even just by the text of that, the text of that is not clear. She has not abused her office. She was vetted for that office in 2016 by agencies, one works for the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. She was vetted by the intelligence services. She was vetted by Directorate of Criminal Investigation, and a certificate issued to the effect that she was clear. This was only 2 years ago. Why then would you dig up an event from 5 years before that obviously wasn't an issue 2 years ago?
Going from what you've said, it would appear that there could be more than meets the eye in this case. Could this accusation then be an attempt of retribution for the country's, for the Supreme Court's nullification of President Uhuru Kenyatta's victory in last year's election?
I think I just explained why I think so. The event was obviously very contentious. The president was made himself heard on the matter. He was extremely vexed, and he made a promise that this would just not go unanswered, that, quote, he would revisit. And most Kenyans believe, if you did a poll today, that the revisitation is ongoing. These are facts of life, and they're painful. By the way, I was one of the first to condemn any misuse of her office. Yesterday, I was one of the first to tweet that this cannot be allowed to stand. A Deputy Chief Justice cannot be sitting in office collecting bribes. But as the facts unfolded, within 2-3 hours, I then realized that there was nothing here. that these were allegations from 5 years ago. Mere allegations that are not even clear. And at best, it looks like a civil disagreement, not a criminal proceeding. Again, this was not a bank robbery. This is her bank. This is a relationship with her bank.